Hey, happy Vlogmas day 9. I'm gonna try and do this as quickly as possible, just really get to the point and stick to the basics. And I'm gonna attempt to do this in one take, just because I'm on a time crunch at the moment and I'm about to leave for a date. But I wanted to come on here and tell you how you can get started with your YouTube journey, or how you can get started with becoming a creator. So, I think most importantly, the best piece of advice I can give you is just start now. Just because it's a slow process to build up and to gain to, and the sooner you start and the sooner you get more comfortable with it, the better off you're gonna be. It's such a fun process, and it's one that I really enjoy, and I'm a little over a year into my own YouTube channel, and I still have so much fun coming up with video ideas, filming, editing, and I'm still learning so much, and it's a fun process. And I know that starting now and working towards something bigger to the point where this will one day be my full-time job it's just so exciting, because I think that's the appeal with working on the internet or being an influencer or creator, is the freedom that you have. Like, you have control over your schedule, you have control over how much money you make, you can live wherever you want, you can work with the people you want, you can do what you want, and I think that has so much mass appeal to it. And I personally don't think YouTube's going to go anywhere. It's been around for over 10 years, and I think if anything, it's still in the early stages of being its own platform and showing like what a creator can be. So I don't think it's too late to start, and I think it's important to note that it is a slow burn process. It's going to take some time, like I said, to gain followers and attention and to become monetized and make money from AdSense. So I think when you go into this process, keep an open mind in knowing that the first couple videos you make, they're not going to get a lot of traction, they're not going to get a lot of views, especially right off the bat. It's going to be stagnant. I remember whenever I first made my channel, and I was so like giddy and anxious to upload my first video, because I was worried about people from school, or like people that I used to go to school with, or just like family members finding it and, you know, getting made fun of for creating it. But truthfully, that doesn't really happen, because even if you post about it on your social platforms, not a lot of people are gonna, you know, make that transition from Instagram to YouTube. So I think you just have to like roll with the punches. Like, you have to know why you want to do it and your reasons for doing it, and block out all the possible noise. And I think if it's something you're really dedicated and passionate about, there should be nothing that stops you from doing it for yourself, because it can be such a rewarding process, like I've stated. So yeah, I'll know a lot of like strategy channels that dedicate their own YouTube careers to new creators, like essentially tell you to niche down whenever you're first starting out. I would highly recommend not doing that. I say don't niche down, don't pick to one certain thing. I think YouTube has that like beautiful freedom where you can really just do whatever you want to do, and a lot of people will like you and want to see you for different things. And when you're first starting out, you don't know exactly what you want to do. You don't know, you know, where you're going to pivot your channel in the next few months, let alone like the next few years. So I don't think you need to niche down. I think you need to explore your interests and explore your options, and I think your audience will respect you for that. And it's a good way to diversify your audience too, because at the beginning of everything, you just have to start doing it. You just have to get comfortable with editing, putting yourself out there, learning how the platform works, learning how to read analytics. So yeah, all of this to say is just do it now. Okay, now that that is out of the way, I want to go over the basic equipment that I think you need. I think as a new creator, you don't need to purchase any sort of editing software like Procreate or, is it Procreate? No, Procreate is for like photoshopping. My bad. You don't need Final Cut Pro, and you don't need Adobe Premiere. I say stick with the basics on your computer. So I use a MacBook. This is an old MacBook, MacBook Pro. I think it was like a 13-inch. It's a 2016 or 2013 model. I can't remember specifics, but I use that for most of my videos, and I use iMovie. I still use iMovie because it's such an easy platform to use, and until you're comfortable editing or until you want to experiment with making more edits, I don't think you need to upgrade. I think you need to understand, and I know so many creators like will, or maybe not even so much as like the creators, but I know in the beginning, like a lot of years went by where I was like, oh, I can't make a YouTube channel because like I don't have this camera or I don't have this editing software and I need this to get started, and that simply isn't true. You just have to do it. You just have to push yourself to get out there and to start now. But yeah, I use iMovie. I highly recommend it. I personally have never used Windows 10. I'm not a Windows user, so I don't know what that's like. And then for filming, you can truthfully just use your laptop, but I think that's going to take up so much space. So the main thing I use to film my videos is the Canon G7X Mark II, and I have a 128 gigabyte card in there. And essentially what I do is just film everything off of this one memory card, and then whenever I like have gathered all of the footage and have edited, I don't know why it always sounds like so difficult, or why it seems difficult for me to get that word out. Whenever I've edited that, I'll take everything off of the disc and I'll just delete it because I no longer need those clips. And you can't just leave all of your videos or photos sitting on your computer because it eats up so much storage and then you can't edit. So you're definitely going to need some sort of storage. This is a Elyse hard drive. I purchased this back at, when was this? I purchased this probably 2016, and I still have storage left on it. I haven't had to get another one, and I think I have like 50 videos on my channel, somewhere around there, and I have a lot of like photos and other sorts of like videos that have never been published housed in this memory library. So those I would not skimp out on. I think that's all you really need, and then that way if anything ever does happen to YouTube or any sort of social media platform, you have everything backed up on here and you can just simply share your work on a different platform. So everything is on here. And then for music for my videos, I just use the YouTube Studios library. I know it can be a little bit like iffy finding music on there. So what I personally would recommend doing is just spending a couple hours just going through the entire library or searching for different like sounds or moods that you want throughout there, and then just starring or favoriting all the ones you like, and then that way it's easier to locate certain sounds that you want for your video. Let's see, what else can we go over? So I've gone over what I film with, hard drive, how I edit. Thumbnails, truthfully, I don't know. I think for thumbnails, I go back and forth between just like doing screenshots from the video itself and then uploading them to Procreate, or getting some sort of free photo editing software on my cell phone and editing that, and why am I struggling with this again? And editing them that way. I don't go like too crazy with it. Sometimes I will take photos from a few years ago, or I'll do like a batch of really like cool new photos and upload them and kind of like create a thumbnail that way. But I think the best thing to do is look to other creators for inspiration. I mean, don't copy anybody by any means, because, you know, they've put their own time and work into that, but looking to other creators for inspiration as to, you know, study other creators to see what you like and what you're interested in watching, because you want to be interested in what you're creating to be able to do this in the long run, unless of course you plan to just like do this and outsource. But doing that when you're not making money from it, and, you know, it taking a few years to be able to see return of profit from it, I would not recommend doing that. But yeah, and then In terms of everything else, I think it's important to understand that growth will happen. It takes time. Like, you can jump up and do trends and do it that way, but I feel like if that's the case, you're always going to be chasing something. Whereas, like, if you just make what you want to make and then sprinkle in trends here and there, I think that's going to be the best for you and your audience and the longevity of your channel in the long run. Okay, whatever. You get it. It's something that's going to be more sustainable. Let's see. But yeah, truthfully, I feel like as long as you have a laptop, as long as you have a camera with a decently sized memory card and something to house all of your memory on, then I think you're set. I think you just need to stop making excuses, and maybe even before you invest in like equipment such as that, maybe just try making 1 or 2 videos and see if you actually like the process. I know that it can be so frustrating at first trying to create videos that look like other YouTubers, but you really do have to remember that they've been doing this for a lot of years, and a lot of them do have editors and don't edit their videos themselves. So you can't compare where someone currently is that's put a lot of years into it to where you're just starting. I think that's like the best piece of advice. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop my video for here today. That was so bad. I think I'm gonna stop my video here for today. If you want me to do like why am I like messing up my words right now? If you want me to do an in-depth iMovie tutorial, maybe I can do that for one of the vlogmases, but I am running out of time, so I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, make sure to comment them down below. I'm pretty great at responding to all of my comments, so thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 10. Bye.